This episode is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Business owners, meet Progressive Insurance. They make it easy to get discounts on commercial auto insurance and find coverages to grow with your business. Quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliated and third-party insurers. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
My name is Lily, and I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. I finally found some relief since taking Cosentyx. Relief means I can show up more.
Cosentyx secukinumab is prescribed for adults with moderate to severe hidradenitis suppurativa, HS. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur. Learn more at 1-844-COSENTYX or Cosentyx.com.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentyx.
Support comes from ServiceNow. We're for people doing the creative work they actually want to do. That's why this ad was written and read by a real person and not AI. You know what people don't want to do? Boring, busy work. Now with AI agents built into the ServiceNow platform, you can automate millions of repetitive tasks in every corner of your business, IT, HR, and more, so your people can focus on the work that they want to do. That's putting AI agents to work for people. It's your turn. Visit servicenow.com.
Hello, everybody. My name is Eric J. Brown, and I am here with the beautiful Alyssa Mood. Say hello, Alyssa.
Hi, thank you so much, Eric. Hi. How are you?
Welcome to YAOK. I'm fine. How about you?
I'm good. Hanging in.
I'm great, actually.
Okay.
I'm fantastic.
I'm so happy. That's what I like to hear.
I'm working on a new project. We just had a great conversation, and you know what? I'm going to say I'm upgrading it to great. I'm great.
Okay. I used to my ex John used to say, and whenever you'd ask him how things are going, he'd go, "Live in the dream," and I think that's really nice. So maybe I changed my answer.
Bad day, can you say live in the nightmare?
Live in the nightmare. You know what? I have been living the nightmare a little bit recently. Yeah. There's just like some family stuff going on, but overall, grand scheme, live in the dream. And part of it is I got these Trader Joe's everything bagel nut duo.
Oh,
it's
duo. I've only had the cashews.
Yeah, this is almonds and cashews, and this is contributing to my living the dream today. But also what greatly contributed to my living the dream today was us interviewing Lauryn, because we got to talk about romantasy, which is, I kind of feel like it's kind of like the best genre of books right now.
As soon as I read Lauryn Hamilton Murray's blurb, or like what the Heir of Storms is about, I was like, oh, it's a hit this week.
It's a hit. Like reading the blurb too, I was like, that's a hit. And I feel like it's gonna be like, it's gonna be one of the things where I know I'm gonna open up TikTok and there's gonna be like a corner of my corner of TikTok that's gonna be like frothing at the mouth for the next one, because this is one of a trilogy.
You can get in the ground floor, start posting.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. I don't
Post
think anyone...
it every single time you finish a chapter. Be like, you guys will not guess what happened. I won't tell you. It's a spoiler, but you have to read it.
I was saying actually, and I started my thought and then I think I got distracted by the dogs, but there's this couple on TikTok. They read ACOTAR together, and like, actually, I think his wife has read it already and he's reading it for the first time. And so you see his reactions and he gets like so animated about it. Lauryn, you have to send Airstone to them because they need to get their hands on it and read it.
I feel like I've seen those videos. I like that. Yeah. And there's another guy who is just a total nerd. Mm-hmm. And he explained something to her, but he doesn't do it in like a mansplaining way. He does it in like I'm going to get down to earth and tell you in a way that you're going to kind of understand this thing that I'm really excited about. And it's like really cute.
That is cute.
the people who watch the video will send in, ask him to explain this. And he'll just go into this whole thing. He did one on the Green Knight and the difference between the book and the movie. And he was talking about how in the book, apparently there's this whole homoerotic subplot, and they cut it out for the movie. And he's like, they're pussies. I'm so pissed off. They should have gone with it. And I was like, oh, now I want to read the book and not want to watch the movie. There
you go. You took a stand, and I'm proud of you for that. I'm proud of you for that. We had a great conversation today, and I feel like for anyone who is a romantasy, fantasy, even like, I guess Twilight counts as romantasy, but it doesn't feel like it's not the same as like
supernatural romance. They had their own little offshoot thing.
Yeah. And like the Vampire Diaries, like if these are stories that you like, then this is for you. This is for you. You're going to love it. And the good news is after you read the first one, you have 2 more that you'll have to unfortunately wait a year for, but anticipation makes everything so much more exciting. So
yeah. That is how the saying goes. What's
the actual saying?
I think you're thinking about absence makes the heart go fonder.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I'll look it up and then we'll have it for the outro. How about that?
Okay, great. Okay, enjoy the episode.
5 long years, our lives like magnetic fields. You are my universe. You are my universe. And I'm just a planet.
Hi, Lauren. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
So excited to have you. You're here to talk about Heir of Storms, that's your debut, right?
Yeah.
It just came out in June. How are you feeling now? Over a month and a half, actually.
It's still very surreal, but I honestly don't think I've processed it since getting my book deal, which was over 2 years ago now. It's still not really hit home for me. Maybe it never will.
Yeah. It will. I think it probably will. I think for me, it probably did around like when I was publishing, like working on my 3rd and my 2nd had just come out.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Because like, I feel like as a debut, you work so hard to like, there's like a lot of steps before your book is ever published. And I think the 2 biggest ones are getting an agent to represent you and selling your book. So it's like when those 2 things happen, it's like, I did it. I've actually done it. So like when it releases, it's still exciting, but it doesn't feel as exciting as those other 2 things because for me, I think it was because you work on the book for 2 years. And by that point, you're probably sick of it. You're like, I don't even want to talk about this book anymore. I'm already working on the other one. I don't want to talk about Heir of Storms at all. But then it's like, I think this is going to be a trilogy, correct?
Yeah.
So I think when the 2nd book comes out and you have people that are coming up to you talking about how much they love the first one to get the 2nd one signed, I think that's when it's all going to hit for you. Because that's when it's like, it becomes a different level of accomplishment in your mind, I think. Mm-hmm. But let me know when you, obviously we'll have you back on when the sequel comes out. So let me know then. Be like, hey, you were right, by the way.
I will. It's so strange, like being in a different headspace though, because when book 1 came out, I was already working on edits for book 2. So I almost had to reread book 1 and be like, what happened? What happened in that again?
If you're going to do it for the 3rd one, I recommend listening to the audiobooks. Listen to them back to back because that is like,
it's submersive.
It's kind of when you're reading your own work, it like you've written it, you've edited it so much, so you already have all of that in your head. But when you're listening to somebody else perform it, it feels like a totally different book. So it like helps you pick up on new things too.
That's a really good tip. I was actually lucky enough to choose my audiobook narrator. And she's just amazing. She's an actress called Isis Hainsworth, and she just did the most phenomenal job ever.
That's so exciting. I always get sent like a list and they're like, here, pick one of these. And I was just like, okay, fine, I'll do that. One day I want to be able to like hear.
That's what I did. I just was like, can I just throw this out there? And they loved the idea. So I'm very pleased.
I think I'll do that with my 5th book then, because I just started working on it and it has a lot of different characters with accents. So I'm like, I want to find somebody
who can get it right.
Yes, exactly. Who has like all of those accents or has done all of them at least. So But then I'm worried if I pick it wrong, does my publisher blame me? And if everyone's like, oh, this audiobook narrator couldn't do the Irish accent at all.
Well,
We'll see.
I want to hear about the book. Give us like a little bit so that the reader has an idea. I saw comparisons to like Twin Crowns, which is a Sarah J. Maas book, and even like some Hunger Games comparisons.
Shadow and Bone.
Yeah, like I don't know how you feel about those comparisons, but that's sort of what we're in for, which is exciting.
Oh yeah, I find the comparisons like hugely complimentary because I'm a fan of all of those books and series. So yeah, it's really amazing to have them as my comp titles. And I think they're pretty accurate as well because Heir of Storms, it's a YA romantasy and it follows Blaze, who is a girl with devastating rain magic whose birth summoned a storm that almost drowned an empire and resulted in the deaths of thousands of people. I like a very like punchy intro.
Yeah.
I like a good pitch.
Yeah.
Blaze has sort of spent her whole life as an outsider until she and her twin brother are selected to fight in the Choosing Right, which is a dangerous competition for the crown, and she's taken to the Golden Palace where she finds herself caught up in court intrigue and caught between two rival love interests because I love a love triangle.
Love a love triangle.
Love. Do you have a favorite in the love triangle or are you sort of neutral?
Yes, I do have a favorite, and it's the one it's the one who's introduced second. But I feel like once people read the book, they'll understand why.
Okay. Oh, I love it. This is also like the perfect time to come out with a book like this because everyone is so like romantasy is, I feel like the new, if there were ever going to be an it girl of books, it's romantasy.
So real. Yeah, completely. And I love it because I feel like it's like everyone's appreciating it. It's so popular now. There's just so many books coming out and my TBR is like 1 million books long.
Always.
Which I love.
And that was before even like romantasy was a thing like that. I forget what the word is when they combine two words together, but every time I read a fantasy, if there was no romance plot, I was just like, nah, I don't really like this that much. If it was just like this dude who's like, oh, I'm going to take back my kingdom that was stolen from me and that's it. And then like,
you're like, oh, okay.
Boring.
I'm just like, no, I want to know about you. Tell me about your girlfriend or boyfriend, even better. Tell me about
completely.
them. And then I feel like, I want to hear about that.
Like the love storylines, the romance storylines, you actually learn so much about the characters through them as well. So they are like an amazing plot device as well as just being so much fun to read about.
Yeah, for sure. And you also created a character like Blaze that is like having a female character be like very, very powerful, so much so that she's like scary is a cool perspective to bring to all of it because and I think a lot of the romantasy that we've been seeing that's like really popular has had that like similar theme where it's like these women who are so powerful are like given the opportunity to like decide what that means for them and like what their story is going to be with this like really huge personal power and whatever. It's really cool.
How did you like go about kind of exploring and creating the magic system for it? Because it's all like elemental, like she said, she's a rain. So like what was your, I guess like what made you sit down and be like, all right, well, this is how this magic works in this world and come up with all of the rules?
Well, I've always loved elemental magic because I just think it's so classic and beautiful. Like I love the Chronicles of Narnia. I love Shadow and Bone, the Grishaverse, and I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, the TV series. So good. So I've always been obsessed with elemental magic systems. So I knew that I wanted to write one of my own, but I also knew that I wanted my magic system to feed into the political system because the empire is divided into 4 elemental kingdoms and there's 4 elemental courts. So that gave me quite a lot of scope to work with. And I was kind of able to incorporate the elemental magic system into lots of different aspects of the book. And Blaze's rain magic, I knew I wanted my main character to have water powers, but I specifically wanted her to be like a little bit different from everyone else. Even the other water wielders, she's different because she's a rain singer and she's the last of her kind.
Oh, I love that. The last of her kind. It literally gave me like goosebumps when you said that, but I'm corny, so like anything will, that I love it. And I like that there's sort of like she's this chosen one too. What was when you were creating her character and having her have like the rain singer, last of her kind power? I'm sure it like serves a purpose in the overall plot, but like for building Blaze as a character, like why was that important for you?
I really enjoy sort of subverting tropes, and I do love the chosen one trope, but I knew I kind of wanted to turn it on its head a little bit. So she is the chosen one, but everyone hates her. And she was born with all this power, but then for reasons unknown to her, it's gone away and she doesn't know how to get it back at the start of the book. So I wanted to create this very conflicting character who, she is the chosen one, but in everyone else's eyes, she's actually the villain.
Because she killed 1,000 people with her birth.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I love like that. I don't know what it would be called, but I love that kind of, I guess, trope where it's like, oh, everybody has this wrong idea about somebody because something happened that just also coincided with them doing something. It's like being born, there's like, can you imagine if somebody was born like on a hurricane and they were just like, oh, well, you were born that day and our entire town was destroyed. It's your fault. It's like, thank God we know how weather works and everything and don't have elemental magic, I guess, in the real world. But I feel like anybody who would probably be born on a day when there's an earthquake and you just blame it on that, it's like, it's kind of rude. Like, do any of the kids from like the Earth Elemental Nation, do they ever get blamed for an earthquake for their birth?
Well, there is one character who is called the Earth Cleaver, and he literally tore the Earth apart. He may or may not be one of the love interests.
Good. Well, he's my favorite then. That sounds hot. Earth cleaving. That's like, there's some like BDE there.
I love it because they rhyme, like the Stormweaver and the Earth Cleaver. That satisfies me.
Oh my God, that scratches my brain real nice. Was that purposeful, or did that just kind of like come together?
It kind of just came together, but as soon as I realized that it rhymed, I was really pleased with it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
That's one of those like magical things that happens when you're writing, and just like your subconscious happens to tie those threads together. What about this? This is not subconscious. What about, you said there's a lot of like political intrigue. So what was your world building like, and how did you do it? Because I'm always curious how fantasy writers kind of create this entire world. You already talked about a little bit about the magic system, but then after you create that, you still have to find out how it works within this world that you are building and how people react to it. Like, obviously, the main Blaze, you have somebody who believes that she wiped out an entire empire, kind of thing. So how did you kind of start the world building and then stack everything so it was a perfect little Jenga tower that wouldn't collapse under the weight of elemental magic?
I think just sort of piece by piece. And because the story's been living in my head since I was 12, it's just gradually formed over time. So little aspects of the world building have just come to me over the years, and I've written them down. And so the empire is split into 4 elemental kingdoms. And then I kind of thought about things geographically and historically, and I take a small part of the world and then fully interrogate it and make sure that I knew everything about it, even if that never actually, made it to the page. I feel like I needed to know everything about it, and I really needed to know kind of every element of the world so that it felt more authentic and kind of epic to the reader. But yeah, it was fun tying in the elemental magic to the world, because I played around with names. Like, even a lot of characters have element inspired names. There's Blaze and Flint and Marina and River, and it was fun to tie everything together, the world building and the magic system and the characters.
Do you have a map?
I was
I
going to
do
say.
have a map. I do have a
We
map.
love a map.
It's
I know
gorgeous.
there was one in the front cover. There was
Yeah.
a page that has the map. I was going to wonder if you had like built that map and added onto it as you got older and thought about this entire world.
Yeah. I mean, I probably have sketches somewhere from years ago and my very badly drawn map with little annotations and stuff. So I'm really glad I had an amazing artist in to kind of like make my vision look a lot more aesthetically pleasing.
It's also
We
crazy
can't all
that
be
you
perfect.
had, right. It's very cool that you had this story in your head since you were 12.
Yeah.
That's like amazing. And then to be able, like, what was the experience like of like holding the book and being like, oh my God, this is like literally lived in me for over a decade. Actually, I don't know how old you are, but like, I would assume.
Over a decade, yeah.
Yeah.
She's 14.
I knew it. I knew it. To be able to like hold it in your hands and be like, oh my God, like this is like, finally tangible.
I think that's part of the reason why it's still so surreal and I've not processed it is because this story and Blaze as a character has been with me for so long, and I feel like I've really grown up with her. But the book, it just always felt like this dream and this very far away thing. And to actually hold it in my hands is still like really insane to me, even though I must have held it in my hands like 100 times by now. And I've gone in and signed copies of it. You know, I've met readers, and it's still just, it almost feels like an out of body experience, like it's happening to someone else, or like I'm watching a film or something. It's really crazy, just because, this story has been in my head for years, like 13 years.
That's crazy. I love that. That's got to be.
Was there anything with the world building where you kind of like you loved creating it, and then was there anything where you knew you had to figure out something, but it was like boring, or you hated it, or you just didn't like doing it, but you're like, I know it's important to the story, so I have to figure this part out, but I hate writing this one specific part?
I mean, I'm trying to think. I feel like it kind of ties in with the map, but I'd sometimes go back when I was editing and realize that what I'd written didn't make sense, because like where everything was geographically, they would have had to cross a river, or it would have taken days to get here and I'd made it hours, or that kind of thing. So I think that's where there would be little things that I would realize weren't actually accurate and would have to go back and change.
Yeah. Was that during copy editing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mostly.
That's when it happened for me too. It's also because sometimes during editing, you'll move events around. Yeah. And then like, you'll be like, oh yeah, that does take place there. Now I need to fix that. Copy editing, it's the best, but it is the worst. It's the worst part of the entire process, because now it's somebody who is reading your book for the first time and being like, hey, all of this is wrong. You just totally messed this all up.
Oh my gosh, completely. I got on a Word document attached with the copy editor's notes on the actual manuscript, and I was just sitting there like, oh my God, I feel attacked right now.
Oh my God.
And it's like, they're just doing their job. They're doing it because
completely.
they love you. But it's like, oh, why are you being so mean to me?
Yeah, and they did their job very well, but it did feel like a personal attack at some stages.
It always does.
How are they traveling? I'm curious, because I'm thinking about like Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, it's kind of amazing to have like a magical, mystical universe that feels like it's capable of so many things, and yet they're walking.
No GPS.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I love the kind of medieval vibe to fantasy. So there's lots of carriages, there's lots of horses. But I also invented 2 ways of traveling within the world that were really fun to write about. So the water wielders, the Aquatori, they can travel through water portals. And then the Ventala, the Ithrai who wield air, they can flit, which basically means they can like travel through the air at lightning speed, and they can sort of disappear in one place and reappear somewhere else. So I knew I wanted like the traditional traveling methods, but I also knew I wanted some kind of element inspired ones as well.
I'm so happy, because I always feel like when I'm experiencing these like wonderful fantasy stories, I'm like, and they're all on horses. Like they can do anything. Why are they all on horses? But this is good because you have a good blend and you're like, okay, like not everyone needs to be on a horse.
Yeah, I feel the exact same. So I knew I wanted a mix.
Yeah, that's perfect. I
feel
love
like
that.
especially in Lord of the Rings, you don't need to be on horses because I feel like there's other animals that aren't like
Completely
aware that you can like ride around. That's way cooler than a horse and probably faster too.
I mean, Frodo's walking.
And he's a hobbit, so his stride is tiny.
Yeah, that doesn't sit right with me.
Right, but his feet are big.
Yeah, but it's the legs.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right.
It's
you're
his
right.
little short legs.
Yeah. What were your what stories inspired you in like the fantasy realm to create this one? Like, are you a Lord of the Rings girl? Like, what kind of fantasy do you read?
I'm a Narnia girl.
Oh yeah, you said Narnia.
I think, yeah, that's where my roots are. Like as a child, I was really, really obsessed with Narnia, especially obsessed with Prince Caspian. And I feel like when I grew up a little bit and I discovered YA fantasy, I'm a huge Leigh Bardugo and Holly Black fan. I feel like they're kind of my two main inspirations, and they're authors that I admire a lot. And then in terms of my comparison titles, I'd say most of them are pretty accurate because I've read nearly all of those books. So yeah, I feel like them.
So is fantasy your favorite genre?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's also cool that this was a story that you've had in your head for so long. And now it's like so timely that it fits with, like, it's almost like you grew up with the story. And then when you were at a time where like, okay, now I'm ready to actually have this manifest, it's like the perfect time. Like you literally, like the universe was like, okay, here you go.
I know I do feel really lucky about that because I know so much stuff that goes on in the publishing industry. It's all about timing. And I feel like I had really good luck with the timing. And I mean, I wrote this book at university while I was meant to be writing my dissertation, which is not, in hindsight, I don't know why I did that. But then like, I'm also really glad that I did it because then all the timings aligned and it kind of worked perfectly. Yeah. So yeah, I'm pleased with the timings.
What was your dissertation on?
Like polar opposite fantasy. It was on Jane Austen's Juvenilia. So all the short stories she wrote between the ages of 12 and 18. So it was kind of a wild experience writing all about that 9 to 5 in the library and then getting home and writing a high fantasy book.
Yeah.
In the evenings.
But then you get to take a break from that. You're like, all right, I'm going to like escape into, you're creating your own escapism, basically.
Yeah, and escapism is the reason I love fantasy so much because it just takes you completely to another world. So yeah, that's very true.
So if you were to be in this world that you created, what element would Lauryn be? Like what would your power be?
I'm not going to lie, I have actually thought about this a lot. So I feel like I've been really repping Blaze, my main character. I've been wearing blue to every event that I've been at. Like I'm channeling her, but I actually feel if I'm being true to myself, the element that I would want to have if I was in this world would be earth. Just because I love the color green. But then aside from that, I love the idea of like being able to grow things. I think there's something really beautiful in that. And also I have all my best writing ideas when I'm out in the woods by my house or like up a hill, up a Monroe. And I just, I feel like, sounds so cringe, but like I just feel very connected to nature.
Yeah. No, it's like, it's not cringe because I think like human beings are meant to be in nature. And then we've somehow stuck ourselves in front of screens and said that this was better. But like everyone feels, that's why like touch grass is like a thing because everyone.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, like it makes such a this past weekend I went to a state park that's near my house and there was just like a herd of cows there. I sat there looking at the herd of cows for, I'm not kidding, 35 minutes and they were doing nothing. And I just was and it was so great. They were
That's so wholesome.
It was really nice. I was not anticipating. I've gone to that state park many times and I've never seen cows, but this time there were cows. But it's nice to like truly that experience of like touch grass. Yeah. They're onto something. It really does help.
Completely. Go and hug a tree.
Grounded.
Makes you feel better.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So I think Earth is a good one. Were there any that, like, as you were creating them, you were like, would suck to have this one?
I feel like I tried to make them all quite cool in terms of like the abilities they have within the element. So there was the being able to travel through the air for the Ventala, because I feel like the Ventala, they're the Aetheri that can wield air and wind. I feel like they're maybe people's least favorite, and least favorite, sorry. And I'm saying that based on like, we had these bookmarks created, one for each of the 4 courts, and they were always the ones left on the table that people wouldn't take. I know. And I kind of get it, because for, non-spoilery, like trying to avoid spoilers, there's reasons in the book why people might not like them as much. But I try to like give them like equally cool abilities. So yeah, I feel like I'd be quite happy having any of those powers, to be honest. What about you guys? Like, what element do you feel drawn to?
I think I like the Earth one. I think that it feels like Eric said, grounding. And I think I would be very panicky if I had like an actual power. I would be like, and now I get to sit in my room because no one will be affected by this. And I'm scared. And I don't know. But if I could like grow things, that sounds so lovely. And there are some parts of the specifically United States that I would love to just like crack open and swallow some people. So,
so real.
So, and I think that I would really thrive with that ability. We could get a lot done.
At first, for sure. I was thinking the air people, because I like that flip thing sounds great. I would love to do that. Yeah. But my gut keeps telling me water, I think. Because I think I would be like a ocean kind of person. I like being in water. I like being near water. I don't like the beach though, which is weird.
I hate sand.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's the sand, it's the sun. I don't mind sun, but it's like I am very, very, very pale and will burn and get cancer if I don't put sunblock on. And reapplying sunscreen when you have been anywhere near sand is the worst exfoliating in the world. So hate it.
Yeah,
and then it's also like to go to the beach. It's just so much to like set up, and by the time you're set up, you're like, all right, now I'm gonna sit down and read. Oh, my hands are all oily from sunblock, and my book's getting gross.
Completely. I'll take a pool any day over the sea.
Yeah.
Same.
Pools are great. Love pools. Lakes are cool.
Yeah, for sure. I love a body of water. I feel very calm next to a body of water.
See, I'm discovering that I'm a very fearful person because I'm really scared of like deep ocean. I feel like we have and also occasionally you'll be in like a beach in New York and there's like a rogue shark. And I'm like, well, okay, so, and we don't know when that's going to happen. And then you suddenly, I'm at Jones Beach minding my business and I'm getting bitten by a shark. I can't, that's too much. And I'm not.
That's why you don't go in the ocean.
Yeah, like I'm not a strong enough swimmer for that. So I'm very much like, I'll just like step my little toesies in, but like.
Yeah, just paddle.
Yeah, well, paddling even. I need to be able to like touch the ground. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. So I think the ocean.
Get a boat. Boats are fun.
Yeah, but then if something happens to the boat, then we're back in our original predicament, which is
we all have the water powers. So if a shark comes up to you, you go, oh, I'm going to create a current right in front of you, dude.
No, that's
true. Yeah, it'd be fine if you had water powers for sure. But yeah, like the deep ocean freaks me out as well. Do you know, like that statistic where only 2% of it has been discovered? That is terrifying.
And guess what? The 2% that we know about, terrifying. Little like angel fish, fuck off. No way.
Terrifying.
Absolutely not.
It's not for me.
No. So that's going to be a no for me. But I think that there is a good perspective shift in if you have ocean powers, then you actually have control over the situation.
True. Yeah, very true.
Honey Bunches of Oats es la forma perfecta de empezar el día con tu familia. Con hojuelas crujientes y miel de verdad que a los niños les encanta. Además, deliciosos trozos de granola, nueces y fruta que todos van a disfrutar. Honey Bunches of Oats es para todos. Toca el banner para saber más.
Do you know too much about your favorite musician's pet cat? Are you maybe one of those people that just has to watch every TikTok and Instagram reel from your favorite actor? I don't know. Kind of sounds like you have a parasocial relationship. Well, if you're curious to learn more about how these kinds of relationships form and function and how we find meaning in them, you should check out the newest season of In Defense of Fandom. For season 3 on the podcast, we'll be taking a deeper look at the relationship between creators and their fans. In the era of social media, fan conventions, and constant access to our fandom's favorite actors, parasocial relationships abound. In season 3, we're taking a deeper look at this phenomenon, and even branching outside the world of TV. As the host, I'm especially excited to dip my toes in the world of music and fandom, so I hope you enjoyed this new season, launching April 1st. You can find In Defense of Fandom wherever you listen to podcasts, part of the Geekscape Podcast Network.
I was always thinking of the Earth powers as I was only thinking like geology wise. So like in my head, I'm like earthquakes and rocks and mud and dirt and that's it. And I like how you guys were like, no, plants too. You forgot about plants. I'm like, oh yeah, totally. I did forget about plants. In my head, I'm just like lobbing giant boulders at people with my mind or something. And you guys are like, why don't you just like grow a plant? And
there's a balance. You can do both.
Yeah. All right, then maybe I do want to be an earth person.
We can all be earth people
like
together.
Yeah.
One and done kind of thing, you know? It's like, you can do fire, cool.
No, that's actually very true. And that was something that I really focused on. And I tried to give equal weight to all the different abilities that each element wielder had, because fire, it does almost seem quite limiting because it's like really powerful and it's a really aggressive kind of magic and like super destructive. But I was trying to think of all the forms it could take. So I was thinking of like fire bombs, like fire rain, like flame flinging. I was like trying to come up with all these cool things to make fire wielding more interesting than just, you can summon a ball of flame in your hand kind of thing. Because I feel like all the other elements, there's sort of more scope to explore all the different aspects of them.
And see, what they don't realize is if they team up with the earth people, they can create lava and send that at people. See, that's
I'm going to remember that.
Put that in like the second or third one. I mean, the second one's probably already done. So put it in the third one where they create an alliance.
I'll credit you.
Create an alliance. So to have enough to write 3 books and have it be a story that you've been like sort of mulling over for so long, was it hard to expand into a trilogy, or was it sort of like, this is in my bones, I got it, and the story just sort of like rolled out as you were writing it?
Yeah, it was quite difficult because I mean, originally between us and everyone listening, I'd originally planned for 5 books. So yeah, the story was a lot bigger. And then we sold it as a 3-book deal. But I still have a lot of ideas. So it's been quite interesting, kind of like, cutting them all up and seeing where they best fit. Because I think writing a series is very interesting because you're pulling plot threads through multiple books and it has to all match up and it has to feel satisfying.
Yeah.
And each book has to kind of still be a standalone too.
Yeah.
That's what the publishers don't want, like just, you have to read every single book in order to even get this whole story. You have to be able to read each one as a standalone, even though they're in a series and they have this one overarching, it still has to feel like a complete book when you finish reading it.
Yeah,
which I feel like that has to be hard.
Yeah. I would imagine even just finishing a book that is going to be, I mean, you guys actually both have experience in this, finishing a book that there's going to be a continuation of the story, especially when you finish the one and then there's going to be like whatever a year until the next one comes out. Like the balance of how much do we torture the reader? Exactly. Is it big cliffhanger vibes? Do we wrap it up? And if they, they can keep it there. I feel like you got to do a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I did a cliffhanger, and I've had quite a satisfying response to it because people are like, I hate you. Give me the second book now. And I'm like, yes, that's what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
Because I think all the books, they're going to be published like, a year after the other.
Yeah.
So I wanted to build the suspense, but I also didn't want it to be like super infuriating.
Yeah.
See, I love cliffhangers, and I'm very patient too. I won't like send a nastygram to an author. I'll be like, ooh, that's perfect. Love the way that ended. Absolutely.
I like, Lauren, that you're like, I'm getting a great response. They're like, I hate you, and it's perfect.
I know. I was thrilled with those messages. I was like, yes, I've made you feel something.
Yeah, for sure.
Better than somebody going, oh yeah, it was fine. I guess I'll pick up the second one, maybe, if I remember to. It's like, I want people to be like, oh, I'm so pissed off at you. Is there going to be a sequel? Can I do that soon?
Yeah.
I'd always rather elicit like a strong reaction.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of like good, bad. Like they're like, I hate you because you've done this to me and now I have to wait a whole year to see what happens. But then it also means they enjoyed it. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. They got really in the story and they care about the characters. When you were creating some of the characters, were there any that like surprised you along the way as you like expanded on them?
Well, there is a character called Spinner who is Blaze's friend and chaperone. And she, like, I'm such a planner, but she never existed in my plan. She just appeared on the page one day. So that surprised me because I was like, oh, who are you? And I'm normally I'm very like regimented with stuff. And yeah, as I said, I'm such a planner and I have so many notes and I really keep track of things and I know exactly what I'm doing when I sit down to write. But that was quite a unique experience for me that this character just popped into my head, arrived on the page, and I was like, okay, you're clearly here to stay, but I need to figure out how I'm going to incorporate you into the story. And then, you know, luckily she fit very nicely.
I love when that happens.
Because it was cool.
It is something you can't plan for because it's like you're planning the main character's plot. And sometimes that's just like big, broad brushstrokes of an idea of what's going to happen. And you're like, okay, and they go there and they do this and then they do that. And it's like, okay, but when they're doing that, they're probably going to see somebody that you don't know about. And then discovering who that character is and then how they fit into the story and then seeing other ways they can fit into the story. That's so exciting to me. That's why I don't like outlining, but I have been. So I'm assuming that means that you outlined everything in the book, all 3 books probably.
Like
maybe 5.
Pretty much, yeah. I've got like a whole series outline that extends beyond the 3 books because as I said, it was originally 5 and then I've managed to sort of get it down to 4 and I'm like thinking about it so much. And if you scrolled on the notes on my phone, you'd be scrolling for about like a day. Like you just keep going down. I've got like 100 documents. I've got so many notes and I plan out the whole book, but then I also plan out like all the individual chapters. And I obviously kind of change things as I go along. But I think the reason that's very helpful for me is because it's just the fear of the blank page, isn't it? Like when you see the cursor blinking at you and you actually don't know what you're doing, that terrifies me. So I need to have a plan so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I would feel that way too. Because you're right. The cursor blinking at you is like sort of public enemy number 1 when you're pulling something together like that.
Yeah.
Although
my thing is,
Eric.
No, my thing was like the one sentence that has to lead into the rest of it. And it's like, all right, but I need to get this one sentence right and then I can go. And it's like, how do I start this chapter without that one sentence? Because I can't just jump to the other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. So I want to talk more about the love interest because it's a love triangle.
Yeah.
What made you want to do a triangle versus like she finds someone, forbidden love trope? We did a triangle.
I don't care what anyone says. I love a love triangle. I know that a lot of people don't like them. And I'm just like, you're just wrong. I'm sorry. Who wouldn't want 2 like gorgeous men fighting over you? Come on.
Yeah.
You're lying to yourself.
The entire Twilight franchise wouldn't exist.
Exactly. I was actually going to reference Twilight because, again, I don't care what anyone says. I absolutely love Twilight. I was watching Twilight earlier before this call.
Which one?
Which
New
one?
Moon.
Oh,
so good.
That's one. I actually think New Moon is better than the book because
Really?
the book was, I think, the book just felt so long.
It did.
Because so much of it is her apart from Edward.
True.
And she's very depressed throughout the book. And obviously, that's very important to cover, but it does get like a little bit repetitive. We're like, right, Bella, we get it. You're pining. You're pining.
It's, I think actually when I reflect back on that series, New Moon was sort of, and I remember because I was like, I don't know, in high school when those movies were coming out. And so I remember when New Moon came out and I saw it in theaters because obviously, I remember being like, this did not feel like the first one. And now as like a completed piece, it makes so much sense. But it is sort of a wild thing that like when you're story planning, one giant piece of this story is going to just be like the main character being depressed and the other like one of the other main characters not present through the majority of it.
I know it was a it was a wild choice. It was a very rogue decision. I'm surprised that she actually got it past her editors, but at the same time she was right and it was amazing. Like it really worked. And I agree that the film, like it translates into film very well. I love that scene where it goes around. Sorry, I'm just talking about Twilight now. It is the one where it goes around and it's like October, November, December. Oh,
there's
so
a possibility, and it's just going
so
around. I know it's really good. It's really good. I don't care what anyone says. And I remember like when it was coming out, my brother, who was literally a film major at that time, I was like, "No, this is really good, and you need to watch it." Have you seen? Literally, I was like, "This is." A masterpiece. Have you seen the baseball scene? And he was like, Alyssa, this is bad. Like this is not good.
Oh my
God. I refuse
People
to hear
are
it.
Twilight snobs.
Yeah. Well,
and I hate it.
It's cheesy as hell. You have to enjoy it. It is
like, oh my God, I laugh at it. I sort of hate it in a loving way, but it's amazing. It's a masterpiece.
You just have to lean in. You just have to lean in. But iconic love triangle.
Love triangle. Yeah. And I've always liked it. Like even Vampire Diaries and
love Vampire Diaries.
I don't like who likes the love triangle in the Hunger Games because, it's so obvious who everyone likes more. But then
tell me because people have been really disappointing me lately. Who is it?
What do you mean?
Whose side are you on in the Hunger Games?
Hunger Games. Oh my God, obviously Peter.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Anyone who's Team Gale in the year of 2025 needs a good talking to.
I saw there was a big hubbub on Threads about people that were Team Gale. And I went, excuse me, did you only see the movies? Because the movies, they try to remove the responsibility of Gale being a fucking war criminal and killing Prim. The entire point of the books wouldn't have even happened if it wasn't for her. And she's dead because of him.
Completely.
What the fuck, man.
And even before that, even before he becomes a war criminal and kills her sister, he's just wrong for her. She makes so much sense with Peter. Like it's perfect. Yes. Anyone who's Team Gale, like, don't approach me.
Don't approach me.
I did not have a strong feeling either way. I was like, you know what? I love PETA, so I'm Team PETA. But you know what? I get it. She can go with Gale if she wants. I don't care. And then when I read Mockingjay, I was like, Gale is dead.
Yeah.
And I hope that he goes to court and is held for his crimes. They need like full on like their version of The Hague in whatever's left over of Pan Am.
So real.
These are very, very strong feelings. Lauren, do you feel like people are going to have, are people going to have really strong feelings about the love interests in your book?
Yes. And then 100% yes after the twist, because it's a love triangle with a twist.
Is the twist in the first book?
Yeah. And it's my favorite twist. And I've received messages such as, I threw the book across the room when I reached this part, which thrilled me.
I love it. Have you seen there's a couple that sorry, something's happening and my dogs are barking. There's a couple on Do you hear that? Or is my microphone noise canceling?
Yeah, slightly.
I hear it a little bit.
I'm surprised my dogs aren't barking though.
I lost it.
Thanks, dogs.
Dang dogs.
Who let the dogs out?
Stupid Amazon. Oh, wow. That's a big box. The hell did, you know what? What is that? That's interesting. We'll find out later. A fun surprise.
At one point, I have a goal to write a love triangle where the girl has two boys that she can choose from, but then the two boys kiss too, and then the triangle becomes a relationship triangle, and it stays that way, and that's what it is.
Okay, that's
because
what I
love
thought.
that. That's how all love triangles should be.
That's what I thought Challengers was going to be. And
it is.
Okay.
It kind of is, yeah.
It definitely is.
But they don't actually kiss, but they basically do.
So here's the thing. I felt similarly with Challengers as I did with like 50 Shades of Grey, where I was like, when does it happen? When does the thing happen? When does
they do kiss. I forgot about that in Challengers.
Yeah.
Okay. They do kiss in the motel.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
When they were younger, they kissed.
Yeah.
But then, like, the three of them, after that game, Tashi is like revved up. So after that game, they all go home together, the three of them. It is not, I don't think it's about the two of them. I think that movie is the three of them going home together and realizing that is how their life is going to be going forward.
Really?
I saw this thing and it was like Patrick's in love with Art, Art's in love with Tashi, and Tashi's in love with tennis. And then it just keeps coming back around.
That'll probably be why they break up, and eventually it'll be the two boys together. But
yeah, ideally. So if you were to have Heir of Storms be adapted into a movie, who are we casting?
Oh my gosh. So do you know how I was saying I chose my audiobook narrator?
Yes.
She's an actress called Isis Hainsworth, and she's like my fan cast for Blaze, which I told her within 10 seconds of meeting her, and I terrified that poor girl. Like, that was the most intense. That's really intense. I was just like, you're who I see in my head when I write. She was like, okay. She was so nice about it.
That's so funny because I'm sure, like, because the sentiment is really sweet, and the way that you phrased it was like,
it was like really intense. It's a really intense thing to say, but it's quite funny because she's also from Edinburgh. Like, I know the school she went to. Like, it's kind of cool. I was like, I feel like I know you. Again, really creepy. Sorry, Isis. But so who I would cast as love interest number one, who's the Crown Prince. This isn't actually possible, but it would be young Ben Barnes.
Do you know that Ben Barnes is like one of my boyfriend's best friends ever? So I see Ben Barnes all the time. That's so random.
Joking?
I swear on my life.
Can you give him my number?
He has a really lovely girlfriend, but he's also the nicest person that's ever lived. I know.
Oh my gosh. He seems like an absolute gem. Like, he's so just nice. Like the most lovely, handsome, talented man in the universe. Yeah. He deserves the world. Ben Barnes is Prince Caspian, lives rent-free.
I love it.
And then this really annoyed me. Okay, so my fan cast for love interest number two was this. I feel like this is going to really, like, some people will be like yes, and some people will be like no. It was a blend, like a sort of weird hybrid blend of Timothée Chalamet and Josh Huston, who people have been fan casting for the Fourth Wing adaptation. So I'm kind of raging that he's been stolen from me. But I saw one or the other, and then in my head I kind of merged them together to create Jimothy.
Wow, they have such like different looks.
Yeah. It's like the main things that I was really thinking about was the hair and the green eyes, long eyelashes, very like sharp features. But they're very different looking, and Josh Huston's like got very beautiful tanned golden skin, and Timothée Chalamet's quite pale. So they are different. It kind of depends which one I see in my head, I think, if I don't see the blend of them both. Sorry, that's a very weird answer.
No, do you know that there is a person named Joshua Huston who wrote a book called From Slave to Statesman? And so
I did not.
I'm looking at Josh Houston and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And the last name is spelled differently. Okay, yeah, Josh Houston.
And also he died in 1902. So
of course he did. He wrote a book called From Slaves to Statesmen. Josh is gorgeous. I've never seen this man before. He's beautiful.
Yeah, he's stunning.
The model or the guy who was born into slavery and then died in, like
the model. I'm sure the other guy is lovely too, but
he's handsome.
I'm talking
he's
about
handsome, but it's an older picture though, because he's got
a timeless face.
Okay, there's a picture of Josh Houston from Harper's Bazaar. And I need anyone who's listening, if you're going to do like a little Google, that's the one you should look at. Because, wow.
Yeah.
He's a really beautiful man.
I Googled him too, and I went, wow.
And who are people casting him, like fan casting him for in ACOTAR?
Fourth Wing, I've not read it, but I think people want him to be Xaden.
Xaden, okay. You gotta read Fourth Wing.
And then Timothée Chalamet, I will say, it's Timothée Chalamet specifically in June.
Okay.
That's the vibe.
Okay. I love this. I love how you have like a very specific thing in mind already.
Very specific.
You have to read Fourth Wing.
Yeah, I think just because my TBR is just so insanely long.
Yeah.
There's so much hype around it for sure.
700 pages long when your TBR is
yeah
probably 4,000 pages long.
My boyfriend just started reading Ulysses, and
wow, okay.
I literally am like, why? Like literally why? And he needs like several reference books to read Ulysses. Yeah. And every time he talks to me about it, he's like, it's just so amazing. I'm like 4 pages in. I'm like, okay.
That's wild.
Crazy.
That's like if somebody says they want to read Infinite Jest or House of Leaves, I'm like, good luck.
Strap in. But Fourth Wing is actually pretty easy to get through. It's nothing like Ulysses. And one day when the timing is right, you'll read it and you'll love it. And it's sexier than ACOTAR. Like the sex, like in Fourth Wing, I literally was like,
I thought we were talking about Ulysses.
I'm actually not actually like super into like spice and stuff in fantasy. Not gonna lie, like I'm still very much like reading wise. I remain in the YA space. I remain in my comfort zone.
Yeah,
but maybe I'll give it a go at some point. Who knows?
So then maybe
for the movie
won't totally be free. Yeah, no T. That's true.
If it happens though, because I feel like fantasy adaptations always get cancelled.
Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah. Would you want your story to be in like a series or movies?
Series.
Definitely.
Because I feel like you can just fit so much more in if you have like 10 40-minute or 1 hour long episodes. And I love binge watching TV series. I mean, they can obviously get cancelled very easily as well, but I feel like with films, they've got to be huge for them to like fund these like huge budget movies. Like they've got to like, do you know The Mortal Instruments?
No, what is that?
Mortal Instruments, Cassandra Clare. That was one of my favorite series ever growing up, and they did the first film.
TV show, right?
There was a TV show that was made after the first film was out. It was amazing. It was really popular, but it wasn't popular enough to get a second film, so the whole series was cancelled. So then they did a TV show that ran for like, I don't know how many seasons. I didn't watch it, 3 or 4. So I feel, it's kind of scary. Like even if something does really well.
Twilight and Hunger Games, they released it, and it wasn't like a blockbuster like that. So they were like, oh, we're not going to make the other ones.
It has to be like a phenomenon for them to justify the budget around like fantasy movies.
Yeah.
And if it's a TV show, you can write episodes. Like you can go as like you'll be the executive producer since you wrote the book, and then you can go to set and like go to their what's it called, the writer's room, and watch them all work and figure out how to write a screenplay, and then ask in like the second season, you could be like, hey, I have never written a screenplay, but can I write an episode? They'll be like, yes, sure. Here, which one do you want?
That would be
so cool.
Insane. Like that would be amazing. I would definitely negotiate playing an extra as well. all my friends getting them in.
Yes.
Do that and then keep the outfit that you get. Like choose a really cool outfit that you're like, I want to be like this kind of person. Put me in the background. And then you get to take the outfit home.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
there's so many cool outfits in my book.
Steal it.
Yeah,
so many cool outfits.
Yeah, I had so much fun with that. They're all like element inspired.
Ooh, I love that. That was a big part of ACOTAR for me that I really loved was like the because they also like are the outfits are inspired by like where they physically are or like the event, and it's like I love that. I love that the outfits and the fashion is like tied into the element, and I can't wait to like hear that. Do you have any like specific outfit that stands out to you?
So I have two favorite dresses, and one belonged to a girl who was part of the Earth Corps, and it's like a huge long gown that is literally made from woven together blades of grass. And then my other favorite outfit was a girl in the Water Corps, and it was a fish scale dress. I just had so much fun with the fashion. Like I loved tying it in with the elements. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's so cool. You have to have someone make like drawings of your favorite outfits and have them
I'd love that.
framed in your house somewhere.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So cool. I love it. I feel like this is going to be the next romantasy series that everyone is obsessed with.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited for you. And this is like, it's also, there's something just really sweet about this story being something that's like lived in your bones for so long and being able to see it manifest in front of you. So this is awesome. And I'm so excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Our final question is always, what are you reading right now, Lauryn?
What am I reading? Oh, okay. Well, I've just finished, it's not fantasy, which is quite rogue for me. I've just finished Family of Liars by E. Lockhart because I watched the We Were Liars TV show on Prime and it was really good. So I wanted to read the prequel book. Mm-hmm. And then the book I am about to start, I've been meaning to get to it for so long. I pre-ordered it and I've still not read it. It's A Curse Carved in Bone. So the second book in the saga of the Unfated duology, Danielle L. Jensen. It's like Viking fantasy, which I like. That is so up my street. And I love the first book, so it's the second book in that series.
Okay, love it. Our TBR expands even further as usual. As usual. Well, okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and I loved learning about like this whole universe that you've created, and like. Can't wait to add this to my TBR. I'm so excited. This sounds
thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you both so much for having me.
We'll make sure that we have you on when Tides of Fortune Book 2 comes out next June. So
I'd love that.
Second.
Yay! Awesome.
When she asks me how far we can take it, I tell her we can take it across the entire universe. You are my universe, not just a planet.
This is what makes us really famous. We make a really good saying about anticipation.
Yeah. Anticipation is a gift. Perhaps there is none greater. Stephen L. Peck. I don't know who that is, but...
Anticipation is the edging of life.
There we go. That's a saying.
There it is.
I hope Matt keeps that, and this is all part of the outro.
Me too.
That was our episode. Go out and buy Heir of Storms by Lauryn Hamilton Murray. I think you will enjoy it. It's got every trope that
it's got
romantasy
everything.
needs. So.
Yeah, it really does.
Alyssa, what are you reading? Are you reading romantasy?
No, I'm actually wait. I just got a audiobook. I need to see what it is because Okay, so I'm listening to the audiobook for Rouge because I so badly need to get through that book that like it's painful to me at this time. And so I got that. But I got the audiobook for Wilder Girls, and I'm going to start listening to that too. So once I get through Rouge, I'll pick up another like physical book to read, but I have some audiobooks that are that I'm really excited about. So that's what I'm chewing on. I hated that. As I was saying it, I hated it, but I said it anyway.
No, I liked it.
Okay.
I think go for it.
Good.
Are you enjoying Rouge even though you...
Yes, it's a really good book and it's so interesting and it's kind of like Do you know? Have you read it?
I have not.
Okay.
But it was just the fact that you're like, I just have to get through it. I was like, I was going to give you permission to put it down and walk away.
No, I am actually really enjoying it. Well, something just happened in it that's interesting, where for a big portion of it, I thought this was like a fantasy magical thing. But then there's like a break in the fourth wall, and there's someone who's like, I know where you're going, and the place you're going is dangerous, and I'm a detective, and I've been trying to track this place down. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, is she in a cult? Is she now I'm like, okay. And it's like 3/4 of the way through, and now things have changed. So now I'm really enjoying it, and I get to like, breeze through the rest, hopefully. What are you reading?
I'm still reading Julia's Song is Undateable by Susan Lee. So.
Love it. Love it.
It's great. I'm loving it so much, and it is exactly what I wanted from a romance. So, boom.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for listening to another episode of YAOK. You can find us on Instagram, YAOK Podcast, and let us know what you're reading.
Yeah. And then we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Goodbye.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.